Hey there, and thanks for joining me for this best of episode. Today, we are going to be talking about moving with a baby, bringing back an episode that's been pretty popular. I am sharing some tips from my many military moves with young children, and then other spouses from my Facebook group weighed in are sharing about flying with a baby, tips for cross country travel, preparing mentally, and giving yourself plenty of grace. So I did an episode a couple of weeks ago about moving with pets. And the next couple of weeks, we will be bringing back a couple of really popular episodes about PCS moves, and hopefully will help you whether you're in the middle of a move right now or just gearing up for one. Here's a great tip from spouse Kayla Lyon. She says about moving with a little infant, nothing has gone wrong, even when it seems like it. Even when that sweet babe is crying a lot, or you have to stop 5 times in a row to feed them, or you couldn't get as far on your drive as you hoped today, or babe is freaking out for most of the plane ride. Prepare as best as you can, set yourself up for success as best as you can, and expect it to be crazy and not go perfectly. And I think that's probably pretty good advice for all of military life. Welcome to MilSpouse Matters, the podcast dedicated to encouraging military spouses. I'm your host, Jen McDonald, and I was a military spouse for nearly 30 years until my husband's retirement. I'm now the mom of 4 young adults, including 1 active duty son. I also wrote the book, You Are Not Alone, Encouragement for the Heart of a Military Spouse. Through my experiences, I came to believe that we're only stronger together. Whatever life is throwing your way as a military spouse, let's talk about it. So, hi, everybody. This is Jen, and I'm so glad you're here today. I just wanted to hop on real quick before we get into the episode. I was listening back to it, and we're talking about a PCS move with a new baby, and I realized I kind of jumped right into the practical tips, and those are so helpful. But just real quick, I just wanted to acknowledge if you are in the middle of a PCS move or you are facing a PCS move with a baby, I do not discount how exhausting that is. One of our hardest moves was when our youngest was a baby and we had 4 kids under the age of 8, and we were driving from Texas to Florida, and she was a pretty fussy baby. And I just remember there was just periods where we had to just keep going because she was going to cry no matter what. And, at the end of each of those days, you're just so tired. You're exhausted because you're trying to take care of your kids and then forget about rest for you. So I just want to encourage you, if you are in the middle of that, I totally acknowledge how difficult that time can be. And everybody says, sleep when the baby sleeps. Well, if you're in charge of moving a whole household, that's a little bit difficult. So I hope that this episode will help you, but also encourage you that this is temporary. You can get through it, and if you have moments where you can rest, do take care of yourself, give yourself breaks, and above all, give yourself tons and tons of grace. So for all of you military families making a military move right now, my heart is with you and you will get through it. So let's get into the rest of this episode. Hey, baby parents, introducing Huggies wipes with 99% pure water. These wipes are specially designed to provide the utmost care for your baby's delicate skin. With 99% purified water and gentle cleansers, they're safe for sensitive skin, hypoallergenic, and dermatologist tested. No harsh ingredients, just pure goodness. No parabens, alcohol, dyes, or elemental chlorine. And they're accepted by the National Eczema Association. Experience the softest and most soothing wipes from Huggies. These wipes offer a washcloth-like sensation, ensuring a gentle and comfortable experience for your little one during diaper changes. Enjoy the convenience of one-handed dispensing and the peace of mind that comes with 9 flip-top packs of unscented wipes. With a total of 504 wipes, you'll have all you need to keep your baby clean, fresh, and happy for a long time. Visit the link for more info and to get an extra 15% off your first subscribe and save order. Discover the convenience, safety, and quality of Huggies wipes with 99% pure water. Give your baby the gentle care they deserve. So hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the MilSpouse Matters podcast. This is Jen, and I hope you are doing great wherever in the world this finds you. So I had planned on doing a Q&A this week. I've put a call out on my social media and in my Facebook group for questions that you all want answered. And if you have any, feel free to send them to me. Either message them on Instagram or you can email me at jen@jenmcdonald.net. But one of the questions I got was about moving with a newborn. And then I got so many answers for help with that. And of course, we moved multiple times with babies ourselves. So we have so much material that it's going to end up being its own episode. So this week we are talking about tips for moving with a baby. As always, if you enjoy the show, it would mean so much if you gave it a 5-star rating and a review, whatever podcast player you're using. If you like my book, the Amazon reviews help so much too. And of course, if you get something out of anything I share, I hope that you will share it with somebody else that could use it too. So a little bit of history for me. We have 4 kids. We had 4 kids in 7 years. So we made multiple moves with lots of little ones. They were the best of times and they could be the most stressful of times, of course. And we moved overseas and back, I think 8 times total, and then all around the country. So lots of kids in tow. I have some of my experiences. And then I took a poll, like I said, on social media and in my Facebook group, and they shared some incredible tips. So I'll be sharing some of theirs along with mine. I'll just give a rundown of kind of my tips, and then I will go into what some of listeners and others on social media shared about moving with a baby. My first tip would be to accept help if you have it, if you have help on either end, helping watch kids or just helping with meals or anything you need, especially if you have a newborn, accept it. We were really blessed to have my mother-in-law come along with us on 2 of our stateside moves when our kids were little. And it was just invaluable to have that extra set of hands and another adult while we moved 2 vehicles. I think one time we were moving 2 vehicles, pulling a U-Haul. We had all of our kids. Our youngest was just a few months old and kind of was a fussy baby. So it was very helpful to have somebody else in the car to help if I was driving. My second tip would be to lower your expectations. Just accept Murphy's Law is going to happen. You can prepare and plan the best you can, and it's probably not going to go the way you expect. So just lay aside any expectations. If you are flying, and this came to mind because I was just flying last week from an overseas trip with my daughter, who's now 23, and there was a couple of families there with babies. And so we were in the bulkhead section, and that is a great place if you can book it to get in the bulkhead where it's like that area right behind kind of that dividing wall. And you'll have extra leg room. And then many airlines have a bassinet that they can hook up for you. You cannot bring your own bassinet, but you can ask and they have one that they can set up for you. Use a car seat as much as you can. Use a carrier or sling for your hands to be free. Help soothe the baby and make it easier to nurse. If you're driving, try to make shorter days. I think sometimes military families, I know we would try to, get as much as we could in one day. And that's not always the best idea to try to get as many hours in a day as possible when you have little ones. And if you have other older kids, stop a lot, so get out their wiggles, pack your own food so you don't have to stop when the baby is sleeping. Think about driving at night for part of it if you can. That might make you more tired, but you also may get several uninterrupted hours with the baby sleeping. Keep supplies like a thermometer and, fever reducing medication in a barf bag on hand, just in case you get stuck somewhere, you're in traffic. Have toys ready to rotate and just have something to kind of distract them. My next tip would be Ziploc bags. They are your friends. You can pack extra little complete sets of clothing in one Ziploc. You know that you pull it out, you got everything, socks, little pants, onesie, whatever it is you have for your baby. And then you can reutilize it if the clothes get dirty, they get sick on them, or have a little blowout or whatever. You can just put it back in that Ziploc. My next tip would be do not overpack. Babies grow quickly. Whatever you bring, they're probably going to grow out of very soon. Your household goods may not be there, so just pack what you need. And then when you arrive, you can buy more if you need be. Be flexible. Don't stress out about sleeping schedules or feeding times. Just go with the flow as much as you're able to. You just do what you have to do sometimes to get through it. And my last tip would be just prepare as best as you can, but don't expect things to go perfectly. It's kind of like the first tip. Just expect things to not go the way you planned, and you should be good. You will get through this, I promise. Military families are always on the go. Introducing HyperGo wipes for your life. Full body, rinse-free, hypoallergenic, biodegradable bathing wipes. The ultimate solution for staying refreshed and clean anytime, anywhere. These all-natural hypoallergenic wipes are perfect for post-workout, camping adventures, travel, and your daily life. They're designed to be gentle and safe for all skin types while being environmentally friendly. With HyperGo full body wipes, you can enjoy the convenience of cleansing without water. No matter if you're a dedicated athlete, a fitness enthusiast, or even just returning from a long flight, these wipes have got you covered. And you know what else makes them special? HyperGo wipes are 12 inches by 12 inches, unscented wipes that offer you a square foot of cleanliness and comfort. Plus, here's the best part. They offer 100% satisfaction guarantee. If you don't love your cleansing wipes, they'll make it right. Don't let your busy schedule or military life get in the way of feeling fresh and clean. Visit the link in the show notes to learn more and get your hands on these amazing wipes. HyperGo wipes for your life. So here are some more tips from social media and my Facebook group. So Michaela says, I moved with a 3-week-old and a 1.5-year-old last year. Here are her tips. Ask for help. If someone offers help, say yes. Yes, totally agree with that. Meals were very appreciated. If someone wants to hold your probably sleeping baby while things are being packed and loaded, excellent, let them. And then her last tip is newborns sleep all the time. Make sure you get the proper rest as well. Reba says, number 1, Murphy's Law applies. Absolutely agree. My son was perfect our trip, but got in his molars all 4. Number 2, stop a lot. We stopped at all state welcome centers for sunshine, get some energy out and snacks. Number 3, give yourself some grace. Your baby may be young, but they also know this isn't normal to just be in the car this long. When they fuss or cry, don't get upset and give yourself some grace. Her next tip is create a Spotify or whatever music platform you have, playlist of learning songs, instrumental songs, etc. to play for soothing. And then she said, if you have older kids, toddlers, this was my favorite tip. Get a basket of independent toys that they can grab from their car seat. And then at every stop, put all the toys back for endless fun. We put toys, books, mess-free drawing things, sensory bottles, all in it. So Amanda shared, sort of like I said, keep a thermometer, Tylenol, and barf bag on hand. Nothing worse than your 1-year-old puking every 10 minutes while you're in the middle of the interstate with no stops, or them getting a high fever during bumper-to-bumper traffic and no thermometer to see how high and no meds to help. Definitely stop a lot and get out the wiggles and maximize snuggles. Give them a new toy to play with each time you get back in the car so buckling doesn't become a fight. Pack snacks that are easy for new eaters. If they're a little bit older and are able to eat, then you can enjoy as well, like bananas, graham crackers, cucumber, etc. Have music for you, but also have music for the kiddo that'll perk up their attitude when needed. And lots of grace. It's really not that bad, but prepping the grace beforehand covers all happenstances, and I like that. We tend to focus on prepping all the practical things, but prepping ourselves mentally and to just give grace to everybody involved is so important. Jody said, so we planned 8-hour days and tried to stop in bigger cities to make sure that if we needed to go to a store, it was easily found. We would leave around 6-ish, stop for gas and food at 8, drive until lunchtime, stop, and then drive until 3 or 4 and then stop for the day until we made the hotel. My kiddo just slept the entire ride with music in the background. Every stop involved diaper changes and feedings. And then Dasha says, her tip is Benadryl. That made me laugh. So check with your doctor. If there's something that they are okay with you giving your little one to help them calm down or sleep, I would definitely not dispensing medical advice, but it's worth checking out. Emily says, we've done this no less than 3 times. Her advice is use the car seat on the plane every chance you get. Bring your breast pump everywhere. Use a travel bassinet. Get a comfortable baby carrier or sling. Slings are amazing for babies to sleep in on the planes. Plan a safe area for your baby, a pop-up playpen, pack and play, etc. when the household goods arrive. Important. Be flexible. Don't stress about naps or sleep schedules or feeding times. Just do what you've got to do. Choose lodging that has some kind of doored-off room. That made a huge difference for sleeping. Only pack the essentials for the baby in terms of clothes and blankets. My kids often grew out of their sizes before the household goods even arrived. Jump in and get connected to the community any way you can once you arrive. So I think you're hearing some familiar themes over and over, and I think it just speaks to the wisdom of military spouses. Tara says, I found driving at night was easiest for them. Probably harder for us, but we take turns sleeping while one drove and the babies slept. Less traffic too. Plan your stops for feedings ahead of time so you aren't having to do it on the side of the road. Bring sandwiches so you don't have to stop to eat. If flying, Plan on nursing or pacifier on takeoff and landing so their ears pop. Yes, I had one child that had a huge problem with that. And then Kayla says, we did a cross-country move with a 3-month-old and almost 2-year-old. The number one most important thing is to remember that nothing has gone wrong, even when it seems like it. Even when that sweet babe is crying a lot, or you have to stop 5 times in a row to feed him or her, or you couldn't get as far in your drive as you'd hoped today, or the babe is freaking out for most of the plane ride. Prepare as best as you can, set yourself up for success as best as you can, and expect it to be crazy and not go perfectly. Don't give a second thought to anyone offering you side eye or judgy looks. No matter what, you're doing your best for yourself and your family, even on garbage kind of days, and that's all you can ever ask of yourself. On a more tactical note, drive when the baby is sleeping if you're road tripping. Don't plan hotels more than a few hours in advance because you never know if you'll have to stop before you plan or if you'll be able to push farther than you thought. If you're flying, wear that baby. Newborn will hopefully sleep a lot, but having a carrier makes it so much easier for you and babe to rock, soothe, comfort. And if you have to go to the bathroom, you can do that while you're wearing the baby too. I've done several cross-country drives and flights with multiple small kiddos. So I hope that if you are facing a move with a baby or little one, that some of these tips helped. I do have a section on my site under the military kids resources. There is a part of PCS moves with children and youth. So I will link to that so you can check out if you would like more information. There are even some tips about flying and travel with kids, survival tips, and even a safety harness that's an FAA-approved child safety flying device if you have a little bit older kid and can't bring that big car seat on the plane. So check that out. Thanks for listening to the MilSpouse Matters podcast. Connect with me at jen-mcdonald.com or on social media as @MilSpouseMatters. You can find even more military life support with my book, You Are Not Alone, Encouragement for the Heart of a Military Spouse, and my other podcast, The Christian MilSpouse. Love the show? Please subscribe and leave a 5-star review wherever you're listening, and then share it with someone else who could use it too. Until next time, have a great week.